So I'm just resetting this. Hey everyone. Sorry, I've got my helmet on, which is my webcam. I'm just checking what, oh there you go. So I'm just showing, I'm live now, right? And I wanted to do an experiment because, sorry, here's a couple of boards I got coming through. That's Mark's fish burger, and I'm about to drill the holes in this one here. Now, I wanted to do an experiment to see if, hang on, see if this will work, because I'm going to drill the plugs. There we go. Yeah, I wanted to see if this will work because I have the phone with me, because that's what runs the, sorry, I just got to go and get a cuppa, 1 sec. I have my phone with me, and I'll just take my helmet off for a sec. Sorry, there'll be no view on the GoPro for a second. I have the phone with me that runs the GoPro and streams to Restream, which streams to all the websites. And I thought to myself, I might still be able to put the, Instaban on, and I'm just doing the experiment now. It seems to be working fine. So off this little phone, fucking hell, so much I'm running on it that goes everywhere to all the different platforms and so forth. And it makes you think, if a little old person like me can stream to all these platforms, blah, 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 so easily off a phone, right? Imagine the power these big corporations have when they do stuff, It's incredible. Sorry. Thanks. End of cuppa. Yeah, so it's amazing. Amazing the power that we have now with our media and stuff like that. It's incredible. So what I'm saying is, if you want to, actually, I've got to check. I'll do it later. I've got to check the angle at the what view I'm using for the camera in a minute. Right. So I need a bit of sandpaper. So I'm running this, and the GoPro is going to Facebook, my website, and YouTube, and this, you can see me here, and all that's happening with 6 button pushes. That's how easy. Incredible. So I'm just getting rid of this bead. I'm just taking the bead off. Now a lot of people will ask, why are you taking the bead off? And it's mainly when I go to sand the board, if I've got the bead already off, it makes it way easier to start sanding. Righto. So I'm just drawing this on. circle. Now there's a reason why I put this circle on there. It's so if I make sure if I see that, sorry, I'll just move this over here. Clean as you go. Now, the reason I put the little circle around this, and you'll see it on my webcam thing, is I've got so many marks here. If I do not see that circle there, I'm in the wrong spot. Okay, so that's like a foolproof little thing. I put that there, line that line up, line that line up. There. Now that's the perfect position. So if you want to see this view, go to Peter Surfboards on my YouTube account, or Peter Shapes on Facebook, or my website peter.com.au, and you'll see this view. Made me tape. These two boards will be finished tomorrow. Which I'm stoked about. Sorry, got my back to you. happy that I can do both now. My main goal is to get all my traffic to YouTube, and a better thing for replaying videos. Not as political. Right, try to get a 10-inch box. So it's absolutely amazing, the power of the phone. Being able to do 4 streams, which is amazing. So you're not stuck on one platform. You know, you're not stuck like having to do Instagram or do Facebook or something. You can do all 4 and your own website. Amazing power. Now I'm just adjusting my jig so it fits the smaller box. I just put a little piece in there. Now turn that over. Right, so now the box will be for a small one, not my 12-inch. Now I've got a couple of little packers, 2 bits of EVA. I'm just going to extend this line through. Just through that little piece. So now I have it sitting on the center. On the center. Very crucial to have everything true. Okay, I tape that up. I tape that, that stops it from moving. I've got to get a new roll of tape. So, start my new roll of tape. There we go. Tape that up and tape that up. Now that tape will stop the box from moving sideways, okay? Now I know how far I can cut down in one go, that much. So what I do, right, I've got to make it a touch more to cut deeper because the blade only cuts so far, and you've got to cut that first bit with the blade. If you do it with the round bit, it won't cut. Right, blow that out. And I have a perfect hole for my box. Come here. So I put my jig away, put my 2 pieces away. Blow it down. So I'm just going to blow this down because my planer broke down, which caused me to use my hand plane, and I've got shit all over my table. Now all this dust will settle to the ground. Righto. So that's the holes. I'll show you. Drill through all the way to the deck. See the light coming through where it's going through. Now, leg rope plug. There it is. Righto, leg rope plug, done. Now, I just got to stick the dams on. All this rubbish away. Clean as you go. And I use that for the leg rope plug. That's a dam for the leg rope plug. Now, this guy owns both these boards. That looks nice, doesn't it? Now let's bring this out here. Now I'm going to set up this. That looks nice. Hang on. Now I'm just going to move this. Excuse the noise. Hang on. There we go. That's a better connection. I connected it to the other Wi-Fi. Righto. I'm just going to blow this dust up a little bit. Sorry, I'm just making it easier for the dust that'll get sucked into the pan. Righto. Excuse me. Now, I'm going to put the fins in. I'm going to start off my 2+1s. Okay. So what you do is, they're the sides. And I'll take this off. You always set the box with the fin that it's going in with it. I only have one type of fin going in my board. and that's an Australian made to my specs. Okay. Excuse me. So that's tight. That is going to expand against the box and be perfect. Okay. See how it's set in? 0.5 millimeter from the top. That's how you set a box in, and even front and back. Okay. You never set a box in like that. That's shit. Okay. That way, that sits level with your board. Okay, and that little bit there. If you set it up high, your fin's going to stick out. Okay, very, very important. Now, I need my shit tape. Where did my shit tape go? And the shit tape is the white tape. I thought I had a roll going somewhere. Maybe I've finished it. I'm just checking. Always walk around and check. Don't just pick up another roll. So I'll grab another roll, start a new roll. That's definitely it. Can't find it. No. You never start a new roll of tape if you haven't finished one. Now, I've got to create a little dam around this, and I'll show you how I do that. Bit of tape. I'll get rid of that pin for the moment. Excuse me. Put the tape there. Because I've got to put fins in too, you need to make that go back a little bit. There we go. That's how you create a little dam. And you'll see why I've got it only narrow in a second. Fold it back on itself. There we go. A little bit for the front. Lay them down. Okay. Lay them down like that. Lift that up. Lift that up. Fold it on itself. There we go. Now that's a small dam. Easy way of doing it. Lay that down. Lift it back up. That up. There and there. Right. Now the reason I made it like that was because when I put these in, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I put these in, the little thing won't be too far out. Now I'm going to check if I've got any plugs here. I only need some rail plugs. These are odd ones that have come out before I grab a set. Center. 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 These all should be centers, but I'm just checking. Okay. Beautiful. And here there should be some rail ones. That was when I had a splitter set. Righto. So rail. No, center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need one more. I'll just check around because I don't want to have to grab a new bag where I've got them in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through here one more time just to make sure I didn't miss one. And I'll put them in the back here. Center, it's got a little C on it right here. And I won't mix these up again now. I'll make sure I know they're center so I don't have to go through it again. Some boards don't have the, whenever I break them up in sets, and when I do these mouths, they don't have a center plug most of the time, so they end up here. Righto, so I won't have to go through that again. At least I've sorted something out. Got none here. I'll just check what I'm using in here. If that's a center or a rail. No, that's a center. That's alright. So I have to break down one of my sets, but that's fine. Not a problem. I'll get one out of here. Rail. And that can stay there. Now, when you're putting these in, put that like that. It's got a slight angle on it. Right rear. That sits there. This one. Slight angle. Screw to the inside. Right. Whoopsies. Put my tape away. Now just check the angles of these. Not bad. That was set up from the last board I did. That looks good. I'll just leave that at that. So they're fine. They're still from the other one I did the other day, SPB. So that goes here. This I have to tape up now. I have to tape up around here so I don't get resin in the hole. Again, get my roll of tape. Do not. Now see, the dust is getting sucked into my little fan. Room's nearly clear. But gee, that fade looks nice, doesn't it? Stoked with that. Now, whenever you're taping it up, in the old days we used to put a tape on that straight away, and what used to happen, that used to stick to the fin, and when you try to get the tape off, it was really hard. So I come up with this little idea. You put a piece of tape here like this, which represents where it's going to sit against the fin. That represents where it's going to sit on the box. Okay, lay that down, go like this, put that there. Right, tear that off, tear this off. Now, see, that's on the top of the box, but see how it's not stuck on the fin. So when I go to pull that off, it's not going to be a problem, because a lot of the times we're pulling this tape off when it's just gelled, and things can move and stuff like that. So you're trying to, as I say, you're trying to do stuff because it's trying to stuff you up every time. It really is the devil sort of watching you, trying to get a hiccup out of you. And I'm not a religious person to say the devil, but that'd be probably the best way to describe it. I remember Denzel Washington said, the devil watches you when you're doing good. And as I said, I am not religious. I'm a Catholic, but I'm not practicing to the point of you know, pushing anything onto anyone or anything like. No, I just remembered what Denzel Washington said, and I thought, geez, that makes sense. Because if you're doing bad, he's not watching you because he knows you're already doing bad, and that makes sense. Not that I believe there's a devil or anything like that, but I just like Denzel Washington and Jim Carrey. They're calling out of Hollywood, and that one joke I seen about that Harvey Weinstein or whatever his name was, the joke was, what's something you can have to do and not say anything and blah blah blah, and he said it's like working for that Harvey Weinstein, and yeah, it's true. Anyway, that's taped up. No resin's going to go into that box now, okay? See? All right. Now what I'm going to do now, I've had this box, where is it? I haven't lost it. I've had this box for nearly, 15 years, maybe longer. Wow, can't even tell who it was from. I think it was from FCS. Yeah, no, SLE Industrial Supplies. but it was a box which was perfect for this. Perfect size. See how that's level? Isn't it funny, when something's needed, it's kept. If you're not needed, you're gone like Donkey Kong. Now, I'll just mix up some resin. Don't need heaps. About that much. Probably about 200 mil. Now, milled fibre. Never, ever, ever put any type of box, spin or resin in without milled fibre. It's like doing a driveway without aggregate. I put a fair whack in. It's fibres. It makes the resin bond and not crack as bad. Now a bit of, there we go, bit of pigment. Now this first part I have to set off slow because I'm doing the plugs. When I've done the plugs, I then add another 10 ml of resin and set it off really hot. The other thing I'm going to do now is separate my acetone. Now this was dirty acetone the other day. Go away. See how it's all settled to the bottom? I'll put that in here. See all the particles on the bottom. I'll wait till it gets right to the end. It's like when you're brewing beer, all the sediment. That's how you filter beer. Now that's clean acetone, or cleanish. Now I need only a couple of mils or a mil and a half. So I use my, there we go. Now, I've got the smallest amount of hardener in there, which means these will not go off too quick. When they go off too quick, it heats up and the deck bubbles. Okay? You've got to get it going off slow. Give that a good stir. There we go. Now fill this up. This is a great view, getting to see this. Now that's dropping all the way down to the deck. When FCS first came up with this idea, they really didn't think about it too much with how they're putting it in. They used to want you to put the plugs in and then fill it up around it. Worst idea ever. But it was at the infancy stage. They needed to talk to more manufacturers, get some more ideas. This is what I come up with. I believe this is the best possible way to install FCS1. Righto. That's looking good. So it's filling all, it's like a concreter will get this. A concreter will go, yeah, I can see what you're doing, mate. You're filling up the formwork before you put a post in or something, right? So this is filling up all the way through to the deck. Let's give my hand a clean. Now, we start putting this in, the posts in. That's the best way to describe it. Put it in like that, go around in a circle so it goes all around it. And then, whoops, a bit of resin there, I want to get rid of that. I don't want that on there. Go away, resin. There. I'll line it up on the line. Push that down. Same on this one. There's no air in this. The biggest problem with FCS1 was people were installing it and they were getting air in around the plugs. Sorry, it's hard to do it in this mask. There we go. That's sitting down perfectly. Everything you see in this picture, blank, resin, board, cloth, is made in Australia. I see so many videos getting streamed and I just think, look at all that shit made in China. Imagine that, everything in this video, this board. I'm not sure about the paint, that's the only one. I think they stopped making paint in Australia. I'll have to find out. But got the resin, the cloth, the carbon, the plugs, all this. Now, I'll check this. I've got a slow mix going off, so I'm not worried about it setting on me. Come to the front, have a look at that, have a look where they're pointing. They're on the line, so it's all perfect. Now I'm just going to top the ones up that need a fraction more. Not much, just a drip. This is just the top surface. Touch here. You can't get them perfect guess every time. Sometimes you have a good run. I see this one's right, but I'm still going to whack an extra drop in here. I want it completely full. There we go. I'll do this side. I want this dam completely full. Only takes a second. The reason I do this is when the bubbles do come up, they form around the top of the resin here, and if you don't have this filled up all the way, they get too close to, check that side, just put a little bit here, a little bit there you go. Don't worry about these drips, they sand off with the sander real quick. Righto, so that's right, they're all right. I'm just going to check one more time from the front, then I'm going to set the box in. Okay, I just want to make sure everything looks right. Get to the front here. Perfect. Now, to set the box in, I want to turn this slow mix into a hot mix. So I want it to go off real quick so I can take the fin out, sand the box, cap it before I sand it in 2 hours time or 3 hours time. So I just put in, 8 mil, 10 mil. So this is now a hot mix. If I left that in the cup, it would heat up and burn. Right, put a bit in there. See how much I put in there? Now make sure my hand's clean because I'm about to touch a clean fin. So what I do is I make sure my hands are clean. I put a bit of talc on my hands. I have perfectly clean fingers. I check that this tape's all down. Yep, front and back. Now I put the fin in like this. Wriggle it from side to side. Wait till the resin starts coming up, because you don't want any air anywhere. See how it's coming out? There we go. Wriggle it from side to side. This makes sure there's no air in there. Now set it still. Now you get a bit of tape. I just use a bit of 1/2 inch. Top of the fin to here. Squeeze the top of the fin. Now get it roughly straight. I guess it about there. I'll go to the front of the board and have a look. Sometimes I get it right. Oh, I dropped my tape, I'll pick that up. Sometimes I get it right. Let me have a look. Oh, close, I've got to go back a little bit. So I'll go back a fraction to the left. There we go. Now, I get my cable tie. Got a new one here. I just snip the end off it a little bit. And you stick your cable tie next to the box. See how it went down easy there, but it was touching there. So when I push that cable tie in, now it's the same distance both sides. Up the front, cable tie, easy. And see how it didn't want to go in there much. Push that in. Now it's tight and tight there. So it's the same distance. Now check the front. Check the back. It's pretty good. Check the sides again. Cable tie. That's good distance. So that box is sitting perfectly off each side. So when this is glass, it's going to look like a pin line, because you never put pin lines around boxes. That just means you fucked up. Now, I'm going to stand back here. I look at this fin, and I've got to go back that way a touch. So sometimes maybe I didn't have to move it. So I'll just go here. I'm going to move it about 2 mil to the right. There we go. Or a mil. That looks perfect. Fins look good. I'm going to check the box one more time because I'm not going to move it. Down each side. There, 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 yep. And then at the front. And again there. Perfect. Chuck that in the acetone, I'll reuse that. This all looks good. I'll get rid of these drips. Easy to wipe them off now with your finger. Now, see how that's not gelled yet, but it's about to. Fins look great. They're filled up, no bubbles. See how it's all nice in there? All the fins are, oh look here, all the plugs are in level. Okay. As soon as this gels, which is not far away, but I'm going to pour the hot mix into my old acetone. That'll make my acetone go off. Now just keep an eye on this. It'll gel any minute. Right, I can turn this off now. Well, actually I won't. What I'll do, while I'm waiting for that to gel, I'll just sand this edge down. There you go. I'll blow that down. I'll just now go back to this board. It's like anything, you walk away from a boiling pot and it goes off, right? See how that's gelled? So it gets a little bit more difficult, this, because I've got to get this off without bumping all these fins. It's different with a good old single fin. So what I do is I take this off here, take that off there, come through here really slowly, whoops, come through here, let that sit there for a moment, just check that, yep, come through here, and this part is really tricky because you can bump it. I'll get this off here, there we go. Oh, see how that bit of resin stuck to it? I left it a fraction too long. That's alright, I'll get that off. I'll just get my blade, or my stick will do it. I'll run across here with the stick. Just getting that bit of excess off, because that's what heats up and will burn your board, okay? Don't worry about that bit of mess there, that'll come off in a second with the sander. Now, just let me make sure that's all right. Yep. Now I've got to get this bit off without bumping anything. Okay, as I say, when it's a single fin, way easier. There we go. So I've got that side off. So I'll go like this through here. Then I'll do this side. Bit of a playing with it a bit. Pull that off. Now I'm trying not to touch the clean fin, which I'm not going to. Now, so that's all the yucky bits there. I'll throw it outside because it'll go off a little bit quicker. So I'll just sit that there if it's a hot mix. So what I've done, I've now taken off that tape. The fin's perfectly clean, and see 2 millimeters around the edge of the box on the inside, it's perfectly clean, no resin got in there. So when that goes hard, I take the fin out, sand it down, and cap the box. Okay, now I'm just going to check these fins again because I thought I may have bumped one. Nah, they're looking perfect. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to leave that there for a bit. Okay, I'm going to go in and have a cuppa. So I'm just going to blow myself down. Bear with me. So, I'm going to first turn off this transmission. Oh, g'day Jack, how you going? Sorry, I'm just going to turn this GoPro off. 1 second.